Alrighty, hi, welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. Oh, I missed you guys so much. It's been so long. Welcome to the Sonic Central, not Sonic Central. Wow, that's the opposite. The Sonic Frontiers stream. And it's time for us to talk about all stuff regarding Sonic Frontiers with IGN. Let me get into a call real quick with Evan. Hello, Evan. Can you hear me?
I can. Let me make sure my chat can hear you.
Okay,
Should
good.
be okay.
Where do I watch this? I'm so unprepared for this right now.
No, it's totally fine. We had trouble. Did you get clickbaited by IGN as well?
Clickbaited? How so? What happened?
Okay, so the jump scare thing that Justin said wouldn't happen totally happened to me because the live page on IGN's website went live before Sonic Official. So I went there and I was watching it, but then I found out that Sonic Official started before us. And so I switched to Sonic Official as soon as it started. I almost missed it.
Yeah. I had to switch last second too. My chat told me to. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that did happen to us. So
to clarify, it's on IGN's YouTube. Just go to their videos page.
Oh, okay. Great. So the first hands-on impressions. I see it now. Okay. So you didn't see anything yet? I haven't seen anything yet.
Nothing.
And
it's gonna be an interview, so we'll just shut up and listen, I guess.
Okay, so
talk after.
Yeah. Should we just count down and we'll watch at the same time?
Yeah, go ahead. You can do it since you're already talking.
Okay. I do talk a lot. All right. So let me know when you're ready. I'm at 0 seconds and I'll count down.
I'm ready.
And we're not gonna pause until we're gonna do an analysis after. You guys ready, chat? Here we go. Reaction time. 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
I am reacting.
And okay. So
this is all footage we've already seen.
He has idle animations, by the way. Thank God.
An Olympic athlete, a respectable kart racing enthusiast, a fighter, a TV star, and a Hollywood blockbuster movie star as well. But he's never done open world. And Sonic Frontiers fixes to change that. I was fortunate enough to be one of the first.
Wait, they just called it open world.
To go hands-on with Sonic Frontiers.
Interesting.
I just saw.
Let me just say, if you're worried about how the blue.
I saw a Twitter post saying that they're not calling it open world, but okay.
I think Crush 40 probably put it best. Open your heart. It's gonna be all right.
That's how you're making us feel better. I mean,
the first thing
that
struck
cute.
me about Sonic Frontiers was how uniquely somber and serene it was right from the outset. After flying into a wormhole with Tails and Amy, Sonic found himself separated from his friends and all alone on an isolated island, with nothing but an AI voice guiding him to collect the Chaos Emeralds.
An AI voice.
There's no one for Sonic to bounce quips off of, no energetic Crush 40 soundtrack, just wide open fields as far as the eye can see.
Why would they say that?
Air of mystery
is that a good thing?
That's not a good thing.
It's a vibe that's driven home even further by the beautiful yet minimalist piano melodies.
Well, I guess it's different. It's not a bad
as he
thing.
explores the island.
Yeah, I guess it's not a bad thing, but it's such a weird thing.
No, I guess that's a comment made for people who maybe
wondering
aren't Sonic fans.
Right.
All of this is a very intentional choice. I asked Sonic Team head Takashi Izuka to describe how the tone of Sonic Frontiers differs from previous Sonic games, and he said, past games in the Sonic series have taken different tones depending on their stories and themes. This time, these mysterious islands are the game's major setting. That's why our artists have worked hard to create a mysterious mood. Of course, the big new change in Sonic
looks beautiful, I'll say
is
that much.
the shift from purely linear levels to a huge open world where Sonic can freely run in any direction. But Sonic Team doesn't like to use the term open world to describe Sonic Frontiers' gameplay, instead referring to its style as being open zone. Open world games like Zelda or other AAA games fundamentally have RPG or adventure worlds. For Sonic, the core here is a 3D action game. Our basic idea was to have that take place in open space. What sets Sonic Frontiers apart is this different approach to an open game world. Having played Sonic Frontiers for about 4 hours, it's easy to see what Izuka-san means.
Is it saying it's more of an action game, like a platformer?
Yeah.
Different from any other open world I've played. It's a giant playground. Every few feet, there's a bumper spring that bounces you like a pinball between 5 other bumpers before
pinball without the physics.
Many grindable rail tracks. Or a speed ramp that sets you on a completely different path.
But does that mean it has no RPG elements?
Or a line
no,
of
it definitely
rails
does.
You can Lightspeed dash into. Essentially, they've taken that core appeal of every Sonic level having multiple paths that eventually loop back around to the main one, and applied that to these giant non-linear open zones. One thing that has to be noted is that very few of these elements are built into the environmental design, meaning that rails, platforms, boost rings, and so on are just inexplicably floating in the air all around, which
Okay.
isn't totally unusual for a Sonic game, but it feels especially jarring in Frontiers in particular because of the frequent and sudden pop-in of these objects
Whoa.
and the otherwise
Okay.
very naturalistic
Is
art
this a
style.
review already
Of
from
course,
IGN?
It's worth emphasizing that this gameplay and the version that I played were from an early build.
Okay.
But this is definitely an area that I would hope to see improvement in the final
I'm
version.
happy IGN said that
Beyond
publicly.
there are also a wide
Yeah.
variety of puzzles and challenges that are littered throughout the zone, and completing them is how you uncover sections of your map. Most of these are very simple, requiring you to orient a statue the correct way, quickly hop back and forth between colored tiles,
What?
or use Sonic's new side loop ability to draw circles around
Still
certain
pretty
objects in
simple.
the environment
Yeah.
to interact with them. The best ones, though, are the races
literally
against
connecting the
clock, where
dots.
you have to get from point A to point B in a limited amount of time. The openness
Oh.
of Frontiers
Okay.
level design makes straightforward races like these a ton
A
of
race
fun,
against what, the
because
seagull?
You have to try and improvise a path to
The
the,
bird.
end that might not be immediately obvious.
Are we racing the seagull? Who are we
He's
racing?
gonna lose. He's gonna lose.
I know, the seagull's faster than Sonic.
There are some exceptions, but
Okay.
combat in traditional Sonic games generally isn't a thing that goes much deeper than jumping, rolling, or using a homing attack into enemies at the right time. That changes in Sonic Frontiers, which now has you fighting all sorts of wandering enemies and mini-bosses using an all-new array of incredibly flashy attacks. It's not all style and no substance though. Sonic is able to quickly dodge using the bumper buttons on the gamepad, and by pressing them together, he can even parry attacks with the right timing. His homing
so he can
attack
parry.
also feels much more powerful, landing with a ton of impact and keeping Sonic stuck to his enemy, allowing for
Is that a
flurry
ton of
follow-up
impact?
strikes. One of the things I really appreciate about the combat from what I played is that there are usually multiple ways to deal with specific enemies.
That's good.
Like, take for example this guy, who has an impenetrable shell that he can expand into spinning blades and throw at you. One way to deal with him is just to carefully time your homing attacks so you don't get hit by the blades. But if you do
Okay.
that, the window to damage him is small. To increase that window, you can either parry the blades and knock them away right before they hit you.
You can parry the blade.
Or you can even use Sonic's side loop ability to encircle the enemy, which causes the shell to go flying upwards.
Okay. There's also a tornado attack that looks just like the one from Sonic
Defeating
Heroes.
These enemies will reward you with
They didn't
EXP
mention that.
you can use to
It's like a
purchase new
faster
skills
spin
from the
cycle.
skill
Yeah.
tree, which gives Sonic Frontiers a really nice
Skill
stream
tree.
of power progression, even in just the
See?
relatively
RPG
short
element.
amount of time that I played.
Can we
Some
see
of the
it?
later skills that you can get are just unbelievably cool, and it's super
Oh.
satisfying to see Sonic Team experiment with
So there's
different ways
just-
that Sonic
are they
can
not
attack
showing that
enemies
stuff?
beyond just spins, jumps, and
Yeah, they need to
bumps.
show
Okay.
In
that.
addition to these,
I don't
smaller
think they need to
enemies,
show
there are
everything.
Also, a handful of enormous
I
want
wanna see the menu.
that I had to contend with. These are near Shadow of the Colossus-esque in their scale, with one in particular against a beast named Asura, requiring Sonic to bait the Titan to slam the ground and then boost up its arm in order to reach the weak spots on its head.
You by
It's
boost,
an
you mean
ambitious boss
get
battle,
pushed up
far
the arm.
beyond anything I've seen in the Sonic series to date, but it's also the part of the game that needs the most work.
Okay.
Far too often, I'd fly off the boss's arm without knowing why, or I'd get to the top and for some reason lack the
Damn.
momentum needed to actually reach the head.
They're
Sonic must
already-
hunt down and defeat these bosses
Whoa!
in order to
That-
get the Port of
no!
Tears, which open up
Whoa,
portals
that was
Whoa.
kinda-
Okay,
that
wait,
was a
he- so he's
good
climbing?
Stages
Okay.
Done in the style of previous Sonic games,
Whoa.
giving Sonic Frontiers a nice
Interesting.
mix of both old and new styles.
The way he
Classic
ran off the
levels
boss
each
was the
come with a
funniest thing I've
handful
ever
of
seen.
optional goals, like beating the level under a certain time, collecting all the red rings, and so
Okay.
on, with each goal
I like that
rewarding
little-
you with a vault key, which are needed to unlock the coveted Chaos Emeralds.
I'll wait.
Chaos Emeralds, yeah.
Oh, what? Really?
Sonic
know
Frontiers
Chaos Emeralds were
is
in
an
here? We saw
exciting
them.
new step forward for the Sonic series
It
into
just looked like
uncharted
they were out
territory.
there.
And based on my time with it,
Hold on.
Sonic Team seems to have hit upon a winning formula. There's certainly
Oh.
still work to be done
Really?
before it's
It's a
released
winner.
during the holiday season. There's a lot of distracting pop-in, there's a fair amount of bugs still left to be squashed, and the big boss fights could do with some tweaking.
Okay.
But ultimately, my time with this early build answered the one question I had on my mind. Will Sonic's one-of-a-kind gameplay translate into an open world? The answer is a resounding absolutely.
Really?
Thanks for watching.
Really?
and
Okay.
Tune into IGN for more Sonic Frontiers
All right.
coverage as part of IGN First. And for everything else, keep it here on IGN.
Alrighty.
Interesting.
Okay. You know what? So, there were some things in here, but I'm gonna walk away from this as a positive. I feel like this may have raised my excitement a bit more. It moved the needle a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. You know what I mean?
What way? In what way?
In what
And,
way?
Like, how so?
I think honestly the main thing that they talked about that got me excited was the fact that it sounded like they mentioned that there's skills that they are not showing. That
Yeah,
there's
that's important. That was important detail to add for them. Like, I needed to know
Right.
the depth of the fighting system. Realistically, I'm not going to know the depth until like I play it because they're not
Right.
going to. Oh, jeez, tails on my face. They're not gonna they're not gonna show it unless my donation notifications are awful. Yeah, they're not gonna show everything because then of course it wouldn't be satisfying to unlock, and so that's good. And it's good to know that they're clarifying that kind of stuff because that's the kind of stuff we want to hear about.
right.
The Crush 40 comment though, what do you think about that?
Yeah,
Let's talk
so
about
that was bizarre. And my initial reaction, if you guys heard, I said, like, that's not good. Like, why would that?
But that's for fans, right?
But yes, but
It's
then
bad for fans.
But then the fact that they went out of their way to explain that that is an intentional design choice. It's supposed to be different. My only hope is like maybe it's somber in the beginning of the game, and the more you go through it, maybe that Sonic element starts to come back. That's my hope. Will they do that? I doubt it, but that's kind of my hope. Like, why would they say that? You know?
Yeah, because like the mystery effect of the world will it still like it? I like your idea, right? If like when you complete the world, maybe the completed world hub music is different. Like it has a kind of a happier tone to it because it's no longer a mystery,
right?
And you actually get to see the impact of your adventure on the environment, and so no longer is it mysterious, but you've saved it. You know?
Yeah,
that would be really cool.
But at the end of the day, it also doesn't have to be Crush 40 specifically to be Sonic-y.
Yep.
We already heard from the leaks
Absolutely.
that the cyberspace levels have really good music. So I'm not, and they said it was bumping music. So to get your Sonic fix in terms of songs, this game will have that.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be there. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. So let's go through this real quick. So I want to, we could skip the first couple parts here, first couple minutes here.
We saw that strafing puzzle. What do you think about that?
No,
it's
that
like
was,
not even any. It's not any more complicated than any of the other puzzles we've seen.
that is no different than having a quick step section in a game, except you're just stationary now. Like
right, and this is I'm worried about the puzzles now because we've seen what, like 4 or 5 different puzzles, and all of them are equally simple.
Yeah, we have the turning the statues, we have the fire one, we have the button one where they messed up, and now we have this one where, yeah, like what is this? So
back and forth between colored types.
I like creative puzzles where like you can, I don't know, like you have to actually like figure it out. I'm hoping it will build to that.
I need something Sonic based. You know, this is so funny. I mentioned this in a call with some of our friends privately, and I remember mentioning this. One of them said, "So how would you, if you were in charge, Sam? You know, if you want the puzzles to be speed based, how would you do that? That sounds hard." And I'm like, "You're right. It is hard, and it's never been done before, which is why they need to do it." There needs to be, like, I know they mentioned there's races in this game, and that's good. Like, that's the speed element I'm looking for. But there could be puzzles that are speed based. There could be stuff that is more than just reaction time, you know? And if it is going to be reaction time, it needs to be interesting, not this, right?
The hope is that they're doing the same thing like with the fighting mechanics, that they're like hiding it because of course they don't want to show everything, but they can show one complicated puzzle.
Yeah.
Just one.
Yeah, just one. And I think the thing when I think about like a fast-paced puzzle, I imagine like you press a button and then you have a timer to get to a door, right?
They mentioned that, didn't they?
They mentioned a race, but they did. I don't know if they mentioned a timer for a door, did they?
A set amount of time. I do remember hearing that.
Okay, well that's good. But we should have more stuff like that. It doesn't have to be the same puzzle, but more stuff like that. It should be speed based and more importantly fun. I don't see this as being fun. If they want to do a rhythm type thing, like a reaction type thing, they could make it more like a rhythm game, and I'd probably like that more because it's more exciting, but this doesn't look exciting. Regarding this puzzle specifically.
I liked the perfect homing attack actually from, like, I like the idea.
Yes, I do. And I do like to hear, and I think that's what really got my excitement up a little bit for this one, is the idea that combat is different, and it sounds like there's a good amount to it. Even the guy at IGN sounded like he liked it. I feel like the way they showed it off to us he's like, well, if you do it this way, you're going to get hit because the window is too small. And now it makes sense why they got hit in that teaser video. Again, though, the way they did it, though, how would fans know that, right? It just looks like you messed up, you know?
Well, that's why they need a video like this, which I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
It was really cool to see the grabbing animation when Sonic like grabbed onto the Titan.
So I need to go back to that. So you weren't watching me, but when Sonic was flung off, when the IGN got, which by the way, another reason why I think this video was a positive is because whether intentional or unintentional, it put Sega and Sonic Team in hot water to fix these bugs because they just publicly said there's bugs in here that need to be fixed. I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Sonic Team or Sega didn't know they were going to say that. Like, I assume that they made a deal where IGN could say whatever they want because there's no way they would have allowed them to say that, but they did publicly. They were honest, and that's good because now people before release know that those problems are there. Not just hearing it from Sonic fans or hearing it from people like us who are just quote unquote complaining, but actual
this is from IGN now, guys. Yeah,
an actual journalist who played the game for 4 hours, I think he said. Which, by the way, I hope.
Wait, 4 hours?
Yeah, he said 4 hours, but I'm hoping he didn't beat the game in that time. But what I'm saying is though, it put them where in hot water where now I feel like they have to iron out those bugs because now people know they're there. And they have to, at some point before the release, mention that, whether in another video from IGN, another hands-on video, or a tweet or something. Like, this was publicly said, this has bugs and popping.
Yep.
They have to address it. They have
like community. You have to understand that I keep saying hype and critical, and that's that was the tone of this entire IGN video. He was critical, but he's excited at the idea because it seems like he feels like it's working, and I don't disagree with that. But the only thing I've ever disagreed with is that considering the context of how many eyes are on Sonic right now, and how many potential new customers you can get. When you have like pop-in and like animation glitches like that when the world is watching, that's what I was upset about.
Right.
I was upset because the world is watching, and that after 5 years is what we saw. That doesn't necessarily mean that the structure or the foundations of what we have aren't going to work, in my opinion.
Right.
And I never once took the stance that momentum is required for this game. In fact, I've been on record like 3 or 4 times saying, guys, momentum, as cool as it would be, and I agree that that's ideal, is not necessarily the only path to success. You could make the argument that it is more realistic to have running controls work like they do in this game. Because if you're standing on a hill, do you just slowly start walking down it automatically? No, you have some grip on your shoes, right? Now, what I will say is, what if in the skill tree in this game, there is a roll? The thing we're mourning about is that we're not getting momentum-based level design. We can still get a roll, technically. Right. It could be something that he gets later on, and we could kind of roll down hills and mess around with it a little bit. But it's not designed for that, and that's the dream. Just because the dream isn't achieved doesn't mean I'm gonna die.
Right. And you know, the thing is like, if they don't want to go the momentum route, that's fine. I still want, at the end of the day, I just want the game to be fun. And I will say the way they showcased it more here does seem like more fun than how they showcased it originally. And that was...
Well, this is proof that releasing it with absolutely no context was probably a mistake. I agree with what Lourdes said earlier in our stream, where she's like it was intentional in that, and it's good that they showed raw gameplay. Like, that's good. Yeah. But I think they should have had somebody talking. And I realized I missed a donation. Wait, no, I'm gonna read them at the end. Yeah, because
I have a lot too. I missed here.
Okay, sweet.
So there's something I did miss though, Evan. So when he ran off the boss, when he got flung off the arm, and the guy narrating even complained about that, saying it happened for no reason, which it's not that it happened for no reason. He hit the red, but Sonic's running in midair. And I could excuse,
Lost World.
Yeah, it's Lost World, and that also happened in Forces too. The reason why I laughed at that was because that happened in the classic Sonic games, and I haven't seen that return in modern since Lost World. So the fact that that's there, it made me laugh. But my immediate reaction was, "Oh no," because that means when you get hit by those bumpers, they didn't put an animation in place when you fail. You're just gonna run on air until you hit the ground, and that's so bizarre.
I mean,
that's not a bad thing.
I agree with you. I agree that it looks weird, and I think they should have a falling animation because it doesn't suit this like realistic take. Like it seems very much like they built Lost World on top of classic Sonic and Generations, and they just have kept using that code.
Right.
And because this game is realism, it's a problem. In the context of Lost World, it's such a tiny problem because it's cartoony. And Forces, it was kind of a problem, but again, that game was heavily stylized too. This is even more like cinematic, realistic, and so we say stuff like, "Oh, fur textures would be good here because the environment looks beautiful, and look at that grass."
Right,
like, it would be even cooler if Sonic looked that way.
But what I will say though is because of him running off the wall, I looked away and grunted. I missed this animation of him grabbing the boss. That actually actually is the cleanest animation I've seen in this game so far.
It's because you don't expect them to have an animation for that,
right?
Based on what we've seen so far, because they don't have mid-air animations, right? So it's like a strange level of polish we haven't seen yet.
And it's a double-edged sword for me because I like that animation. Why don't they do more? like this showed me, okay, they can animate Sonic, but now it's like where like the combat needs this. The combat needs this attention to detail.
Can I stop you there? Because I don't necessarily see any more attention to detail. The fact that the animation exists is what is an unusual amount of polish. But the problem with the animations, it still applies to that animation because the problem is the blending. And if you look at that animation that we're praising right now, there's still a problem with the animation blending. He kind of snaps and his foot snaps into place.
It's not perfect, you know? But this is where we're at, where something new and something
is enough.
Like that, where, okay, what if the player gets launched off, but they go back, but they are able to grab the boss again? The fact that they thought of that and they have an animation in place for that very specific scenario is good. We need more animations like that for specific scenarios. For example, what if you decide to jump right on the rail? Let's have two of those, huh? let's
you
know, when you know, Sonic gets launched up in the air. Let's have an animation for when he looks up and down. Right now they only have him looking down.
Up and down.
Yeah.
Even 06 kind of had that. He's looking up and then he spins around and then he goes down.
Yeah.
Right.
But you know, that's the type of polish. And people might say, well, these are just animations. That's just visual. It doesn't matter. Animations are really important for gameplay because when the animations look good, your brain it helps. It makes the game just feel better to see that smoothness there. Honestly, after looking at this IGN video, this is what the game needed. It's not perfect, obviously, but this is more of what the game needed. The majority of my complaints now, well, I still have my complaints with the game, is the marketing, how they approached this in the first place. And
how they started.
We can't blame anyone for the discourse that's happened in the community regarding what we saw because it was so jarring and there was no explanation for any of it. This is what the game needed. It needed this explanation. And I actually appreciate IGN for being brutally honest in this. Because now you heard it from the horse's mouth. This game does have problems. And they need to be ironed out before release.
Well, they also said a big piece of information. This is kind of a segue. That it's an early build, and that's got me thinking. Like, it's possible that what they're allowing IGN to play is the more stable early build. So I see a lot of people on social media going, "Why in God's name would they showcase an early build?" Well, you've seen some screenshots released today from IGN, and some people are saying the materials on the enemies look better. It's very possible that for a screenshot, they can use the new build because they don't have to worry about performance issues.
Right. And I did see those screenshots.
For gameplay, it's a lower, it's an earlier build because it's stable. Now, this is interesting that they consider this stable though because of the pop-in.
Right.
Maybe they have cool effects that are having trouble loading in this build because we saw a little bit of cyan effects on the pop-in. So what I'm anticipating is in the final build that they're trying to iron out now in the last 5 months, and who knows how long.
But that's the thing
this
too.
final build has existed, by the way.
And there's something I want to make sure of, by the way. In the okay, so there's something I've been noticing. So, did they say at the end of the gameplay? Is the release date still at the end of this year? Because I
haven't confirmed a release date yet.
Because here's the thing, though, and the reason why I was complaining a lot about a lot of this stuff, chat, you got to understand, is because I'm going in with the idea that this game comes out in 5 months. Because that's the last thing they told us before all of this. They said it's coming out holiday 2022.
But they normally mean November by that, right?
Yeah, by November. So about 5 months. And when I saw all these problems, I'm like, this is not enough time, right? If this is an early build and this game was delayed, then yeah, I would definitely be probably a bit more accepting that. Okay, yeah, so there's some stuff happening in this game, but I have hope, right? I have hope about certain things. Let me see here. I want to go to the real quick, actually, Evan. I want to talk about the boss that we saw in the Sonic Central.
I also wanted to talk about, like, because I'm realizing I'll pop back to that right now, but I was also wanted to talk about how I'm like, wow, it's crazy that this is only one frame of the prequel animation, but knowing the prequel animation to Frontiers stars Knuckles, and it takes place before the story of Sonic Frontiers, and Sonic Frontiers is mysterious. That's enough for me to be pretty excited about the story, if I'm being honest.
Okay, so
because it focuses on Knuckles and its ancient ruins and history. So I'm like, please, is this lore-based? Are you confirming that this is a very lore-based game? Are we going to learn new things about the world? Please.
Evan, I have bad news.
What?
At the end of the Sonic Central, it still says coming 2022.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, so like at the end of their little thing.
Yeah, so when they say an early build, so that's why, yeah, so I was under the impression, because they haven't talked about the release date in a long time, and because they're saying early build, I'm thinking maybe it was delayed. They're not going to be able to fix the pop-in before the release date. That's just,
well, I mean, it depends,
maybe,
right? Like,
I don't know.
If they have a more completed build, you want to talk about the boss, right?
I do want to talk about the boss, yeah. So what was so first off, the animation. What do you think about the animation with Knuckles at the? It was 2 seconds long, but what do you think about the animation?
It's debatable that that's an animation. I like the frame though, and I just talked about that. Like the fact that it stars Knuckles. It's a prequel animation that takes place before the events, and then we have a mysterious world. So putting things together,
yeah,
it's like this has to kind of unearth why Sonic comes to this island anyway, and the fact that it's focused on Knuckles is really special. Because they don't do that a lot.
And this really gave me some just adventure vibes just looking at it. They're doing it intentionally. Yeah, they're doing it intentionally.
Yeah, we were talking about how they're doing this on purpose, and in my reaction I was like, if this is it, I'm gonna freak out, and it was.
Right. So I wanted to ask though, if this is how they're handling the cutscenes in Sonic Frontiers, what is your thoughts on this animation style? Do you like this idea, or would you rather
for the cutscenes in game? This is like a prequel animation similar to like Team Sonic Racing Overdrive, though. So
you don't think these are going to be in game at all?
I don't see why it would. I mean, it would be so like jarring. Like I don't know how they would do. I mean, they did it in Black Knight, so you could say that, but it was a Wii game, so I think that's why they got away with it. I just don't. I can't imagine how what Sega is considering a AAA game, a 3D game too. I just don't know how they would get from like 3D to 2D. There's obviously some creative ideas you can come up with to make a really cool blend. I've seen games do that, but the reason I'm not anticipating that happening is because of what we've seen so far of Frontiers, right? It's clear that animation isn't a very high priority.
Yeah.
So having a cool transition from like 3D models to 2D animation just doesn't really feel like it's on the table for me.
And a lot of people in chat are saying that this would just be a YouTube thing. Okay, so okay, I'll agree with you guys on that. I was about to say though, like maybe if they were to do it that way, maybe it would remind people of Black Knight, and maybe that'd be an interesting take. But yeah, I definitely agree. If the game is in 3D, I'd rather have 3D CGI animate 3D animations, but hopefully CGI, but they're not going to be. I'm hoping at least quality level CGI.
Ideally, I would have what I just suggested. Like, I love 2D animation, and so ideally, this game would have 2D animated cutscenes, but only if there's a cool transition between 3D to 2D. That would be really unique and fun and fresh.
Also, this is something bizarre. The countdown to when they're about to show the boss fight for Frontiers looked like Sonic movie effects, like like lightning.
The countdown?
Yeah, they had.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
It was so bizarre. But yeah, so this boss fight. I think this was a cool looking boss. This actually looked cool. I will say
visually cool.
Visually cool. Fast pace. It's the fastest we've seen Sonic because of course it's Unreal, so of course he gets to go fast now. It does look like the majority of this fight is quick stepping. It is unfortunate, but the quick stepping looks very reactionary. It actually looks fast paced. Like it looks like he was shooting a lot of projectiles at you. And it looks like it could be quite tricky. And I do like that. I'm happy that it's not too easy, like something like a level in Sonic Colors, for example, you know? And there is a section here where it turns kind of like into a platform stage and you have to fight it, which is cool. I'm surprised by I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised by a boss like this in Sonic the Hedgehog. Because it looks like this boss is going around the entire stage, right? And you're chasing it. I feel like that would only happen as a final boss thing. But this isn't the final boss. They're not going to show you the final boss, gameplay of it. So to have a boss like this in game, probably mid game, that's a good sign to me. Like, okay, maybe there's other bosses they're not going to show us that is more like this.
So this kind of fits in with the bosses we've seen, if I'm being perfectly honest, because they show up in the environment. And normally they're really big, and this is probably considered a Titan, even though it's smaller, but it flies. So this might be the only one that flies through the environment in this way.
Yeah.
It's leaning on that spectacle. It's leaning on the fact that it can like weave through. You saw it, like weave under that bridge. You saw. So that'll be the spectacle, and that's good. This is a good concept for providing spectacle, and it really fits into the open world environment, right? But what I will say, I'll be on the negative side here. This is a piece of evidence that they are once again like reusing stuff they've used like many times.
Yeah.
And not only that, but the concept of itself is reused from Sonic and the Secret Rings, which is what I was telling Lourdes before.
So
in a way, no.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, when you're running on the. It's funny you say that because isn't the director the guy that made those games? Do you think?
Yes, he is.
Do you think
possible?
That
absolutely is possible.
They're actually just reusing from Secret Ring? That is a possibility. They've
been reusing from all other kinds of things, and I know that the people that are really excited about this game are going to say that that's not necessarily a bad thing, but the reason I bring it up is because we're looking for the depth, we're looking for what's new, right? And sometimes it's very easy to be caught up in the one piece of something that's new. But when you actually have your hands on the controller and you're playing it, all things considered, the gameplay is not much different than what we've seen in boost titles for bosses, right? There's projectiles to strafe to avoid. It's cool that there's a stadium portion though, but it's more of a remix of things we've already seen.
Right.
So that's why you see people really excited about the combat, right? And when we hear that there's depth to the combat, that's exciting because it's new. And the spin cycle is exciting because it's new. And so we want to hear about that. So when they have a Sonic Central and it's meant to get us excited for the future and they choose to show stuff that is reused, it's not that it's bad they're reusing it. In the context of a Sonic Central where they're showing us new things to be excited about, it kind of just gives the impression that there's not a lot of new things.
Right. So I definitely get that. And especially like the fact that, we're in this new open world, but we're seeing a lot of the same stuff we've done in games that weren't open world, But I'm at least happy to see. I think, we needed to see some sort of flary, visually appealing thing. And I'm hoping they're not spoiling us by giving away one of the only times this happens. I hope I want this game to have a good amount. I want this game to have a good amount of spectacle. Because, again, look, if we're not going to have the freedom we wanted, if we're not going to have momentum, and you want it to be automated, then it better look damn good. You know what I mean? And it better be engaging.
It better have a lot of stuff to do.
Right.
If it's going to be a lot of stuff we've done, like, again, I've said this multiple times. If it's got a lot of stuff that we've done before, that's fine. But then that means that this game, Sonic Frontiers, needs to be the game that like puts in so many things we've seen before that it is the quintessential like combination of all those things.
Right.
And you're seeing it a little bit, right? Like that was why the initial reveal was kind of cool because I'm like, oh, okay, so we got the trick system from Generations, we got wall running from Lost World, and like it's open world, and like yeah, it's automated like forces, but to see everything come together might be really cool. But again, it is only going to be really cool if it's large enough in scale to justify not only how long we've waited, but also to explain that the entire world is watching Sonic and you decide to just do a few things we've done a million times before, and that's the package. Like, it's going to be hard to, like, chew on that and not think, like, did you guys give up? Are you out of ideas?
Right. And that's what I'm kind of getting at of this is, like, that's why, like, the only new thing we're seeing are these puzzles.
Right? Well, the combat too.
And the
That's
combat.
why the combat
And
has to
well,
have
yeah,
depth.
we already talked about
I
the
want it
combat.
so bad.
And that's why I like to hear that there's, you know, they are going to have that RPG element. There's going to be other stuff we get unlocked, and that's great and all. But it just is unfortunate that these puzzles are still all over. You know what I mean? But
Hey, Sam, did you know that Lourdes is here? Lourdes, what do you think?
yeah, actually, yeah, and I want to get Lourdes' thoughts because Lourdes is not as big of a Sonic fan as us, correct? Right?
Absolutely.
So
I'm a
Lourdes,
purist. I'm an
give us
adventure
give us the
purist.
rundown. It's been a long time since we've heard from you, so yeah, take the
Oh,
floor.
God. Like starting from where? Just what we saw today?
Well, why don't I can choose a starting point for you. What do you think of that boss? You thought it looked kind of cool at first?
Yeah, I thought it was visual, but I don't remember seeing that from Secret Rings. But now that you said that, I'm like, oh, they are reusing
It's-
it. I thought
so-
it was something creative.
well, the thing in Secret Rings was a spectacle moment in a stage, and I don't remember that moment having any attacks. I think it was an auto runner.
okay.
It was. This, like I said, it's a combination of things. We've
Yes,
seen.
but it is
So,
a
like,
combination. There's quick step, and then you have that spectacle, then you have that arena part.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I thought when I first reacted to it, I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I
and
still
then
think
I saw
it's-
the gameplay.
Yeah, I still think it's cool, even though the ideas may be reused. I'm happy they're at least combining ideas into one thing. I could give them that.
It all depends on the scale. It all
Right.
depends on the scale. If they're leaning on reused ideas to fill a world so it feels full,
Right.
then it's great. And it's awesome. But again, in the context of Essential, where they're showing us the future, the new things, and they know fans are watching, they know
Yeah.
they're going to remember these things. It just gives the impression that there's not a lot of it. So that's why there's a little bit of like, oh, I'm not so sure. And then people are like, oh, it's bad because it's reused. No, it's like context. We are in this moment in time
Right.
only. We're not thinking about how it's going to release. No, we're right here, right now, talking to you about what we're seeing.
Yeah.
Lourdes, what did you think of the Knuckles frame, the single frame? I can't even call it an animation.
I mean, the style looks cool.
It looked like Sonic
Uh,
X. Like I'm trying to like.
Well, no, it looks better than.
No, it
Sonic
looks
X,
better than
right?
Sonic. The way,
No,
the
okay.
way, the way.
Style of Knuckles. The style of Knuckles looks like Sonic X.
Oh yeah, Knuckles doesn't look like his art style doesn't look like he's matching the environment. See, so the way I think about this is the background to me looks like Korra. It looks painted, right? But then
That's
the
good. Right.
character, you're right, looks like Sonic X.
I don't think that's bad though, because the
It's not
backgrounds are
bad.
painted in Sonic
It's
X
not bad.
too. It has an animated look.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna hate this at all. I actually think this looks great. It looks fantastic, and animation is hard, and I think this is a great, unique way to do it. I hope the movements of the characters in the animation, you know, are really expressive, and I hope it utilizes the characters' abilities instead of animations. You know, I want to see the
But with
move.
the painted background that you've got going on here, and you said it looks like Korra, but Korra acts to emulate an anime style, and that's why we might be getting a Sonic X vibe from this. It definitely looks more detailed than Sonic X. I did not mean to I didn't mean that in that way. But when I look at Knuckles, his like proportions and style from very far away looks similar to Sonic X, and that's a good thing in my opinion.
In fact,
Because we're looking for Shonen Sonic. People were talking about that a long time ago. So what Sam was saying before, right? I hope the characters move and are flowy. That's the hope, that we get action in this, that we get really fluid animation, because that's what we desperately need. What were you going to say, Sam?
that Knuckles standing exactly like that with his arms crossed, I swear looks almost exactly to Sonic X, actually. It's reminding me of the opening. In
Yeah,
the
he's
opening,
definitely stood like that. Yeah,
he has a moment like that, and I wonder if they used it as a reference when making
it's
this.
possible.
But that's not a bad thing. That's fine.
I actually think the Emerald Shrine itself, I actually think this is like the design from Sonic X specifically too. Now that I think about it, like the shrine looks a little different.
It looks
in,
like adventure
in
to me.
game.
It looks like
Well,
the adventure setting.
I'm
With
not,
the mountain in the
I don't
background
actually
too.
know.
The mountain is in the background.
It definitely resembles that, but I don't know how they drew it in Sonic X. Either way, if I'm not sure, I should probably shut up. Lords, you didn't really talk about what you thought.
What about the gameplay?
About what?
What about the gameplay with IGN talking? Like, what about that part?
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't really a lot of new stuff.
There was. They said there was nothing new, but they actually included that shot that Sam and I spent a long time talking about, where he gets flung off the arm.
Yeah, that was interesting.
What do you think about that?
It felt like familiar, like the clunkiness of like, the recent Sonic games. It felt like that.
This part looks so jank. I get those portals are supposed to launch Sonic off the arm, but why did he got launched to the right? I know why! Oh my god, I know why!
Wait, what?
I know why.
Because he tries to boost.
Well, no, I don't think that's why. It's because there's no. I'm gonna go back in it. There's no physics in the game, right? So wherever Sonic is pointing, that's where he's going. When he got hit by that bumper, he's looking right. So the second he hits that bumper, and that bumper immediately gives him a boost of speed, it translates to where's Sonic pointing? Sonic's pointing right. Launches him to the right immediately. And that's why he launches to the side.
Are you sure?
I'm going frame by frame. Did he boost? I don't see a. I mean, it's hard to tell.
I take it as he runs into the booster straight on, because he's facing it directly. Then when he hits it, it's turning him around. But the player, in an attempt, because you can see him accelerate, right? You can see him by the lines on the Titan's arm. You can see that he moves towards the lines. So he boosts to try to get in the middle, but he misses the middle because it's so fast. It happens in an instant.
Right.
And he accidentally hits the other one, which tries to rotate him again.
Does he boost? Let me look.
But then he probably boosts again.
No,
because he still wants to go up there.
I'm not gonna lie, Evan. I'm not seeing him boost once.
There's no boost effect.
But yeah, it's hard to tell. But usually you would hear the sound and you would see his spines kind of get a bit more squished together when he boosts. When he goes up the arm,
top speed.
Yeah, when he goes up the arm, he hits a booster, and that's what gives him that speed. I'm not seeing any, and it's hard to tell. Again, there's no real boost effects, so it's hard to tell. But my immediate reaction, even if he was boosting, is the game is you go wherever Sonic's pointing in a split second's notice. There's no wait. So because he was still moving forward when he got pushed back, he started moving forward again, but he was looking to the side, and that's why he launched off the arm, was simply because Sonic was looking to the right for that second when he got hit.
I mean, I agree to disagree. I'm pretty sure the dude's boosting, because I was looking at the boosting before. It's so hard to tell.
So I think he's hitting the ring.
Yeah,
when he bounces backwards. He's hitting the boost ring. Yeah, going forward. Yeah. Okay, you know that, all right?
It's very strange.
He's hitting the red one, gets pushed back. Yeah. I'm thinking because I literally see him move forward.
And I'm not gonna.
Yeah, because he's bouncing off the ring.
And I'm not gonna focus on that too much. I'm not trying to like go frame by frame and see what's wrong. These are just points I'm bringing up because again, I just look for quality in my Sonic games, and that's not a bad thing. I see people in my chat already are complaining, y'all just nitpicking, and other ones that say nitpicking like crazy. Listen here, man. We waited 5 years for this. What you might consider nitpicking, yeah, it may not seem like much at the end of the day, but this is still a game, a AAA game that's going to be sold to us at full quality. It's not sold yet. We can talk about what looks jank in this game. We're not just going to accept and say, oh, that, like, we're not going to focus on that. We're just going to, no, we can talk about this. I'm not yelling and saying, don't buy this game because of this janky animation. You don't see me saying that. We're simply talking about it. And I will say, if you are not mature enough to handle people doing that, then you could just get the hell out of my chat. I'm just saying that right now. Like, I'm done with people doing that. Like, if you're not mature enough to handle that, go. Okay, we're talking about animations. You guys can handle that. Come on now. Anyways, Yes, it is nitpicking. I'm over that. But yeah, the animation though of Sonic grabbing the arm is cool. I do like that. I think that
you
is
guys
awesome.
are saying that he runs into the blue ring behind him off
Yeah,
camera?
that's what I was saying.
Oh, maybe that is
I
it.
don't know.
Oh, you know what? That might be a good point.
You would see it though.
Actually, I think
No.
that is a good point. Maybe he does fall back into the blue ring.
I don't think you can see the blue ring.
Oh, you think it's unloaded? It's possible.
Yeah.
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 That I think you got it, Lourdes. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. I think you're
It's
right.
unloaded
You're
off
right.
screen.
You're right.
You
The
can't see
the
it.
boost pad, it's what it is. Okay, so you know what? I will reset in what I said. I'll take it back. You know what, Lord? I think you're bringing a point. I don't think it's because of lack of momentum. I think it is because he hit that boost ring thingy. And that launched him forward. Okay.
guess
I
you
still
could
think it's
technically-
designed.
It is
to
still
do
weird.
that.
It's still weird to do that because it shouldn't boost you if you go into it backwards, but all right. But yeah,
I think it's designed to do that, like Lord said. I think it just looks strange. So again, it's a visual thing. So if you can make it so that the blue ring you can actually see it, that it's impacting your movement, then it wouldn't look jank at all. I think.
Right.
The only thing would be the midair running, which clearly they're just deciding to do that as a choice. So I guess you
Yeah.
could make the argument, oh, it's subjective. Okay,
right. And
whatever.
again, and Irari in my chat brings up animations can be it can be fixed in 6 months. I'm not a game designer, but I certainly do hope this stuff can be addressed. And that's why we're talking about stuff as simple as animations, because we hope this stuff can be patched up a little bit and given some more animations, some more frames. That's why we bring this up. But yeah, I at the end of the day, I think we could kind of start to go into like closing a bit, because I feel like we talked a lot about what we saw here.
I think we got it. Yeah.
What I
was
will
about to say the
say
same
at
thing.
the end of the day, chat, even though some people were just yelling that I was nitpicking, I'm looking at this as a positive at the end of the day. I think this is exactly what Sonic Frontiers needed. We definitely needed to see something. We
Much
needed
better marketing.
Yeah, much better marketing. We needed this narration. I'm happy they were able to explain stuff, and my excitement for this game did go up a little bit at the end of the day. I think, if they want to go this route without momentum, stuff like that, I could look past that as long as there's a lot of content and stuff packed into it. My hope is that because they're using a lot of stuff, that there's a lot of material in this game at the end of the day, and that's my hope. Yep. So yeah, I think that's all I could really say at the end. Any closing stuff on your end?
Not really. I think I'll just go into reading the 3 donations I got, because I imagine it'll take you a lot longer to get through yours.
Right. So do you want to just split off from here, and then we'll just
Sure. Yeah. Thanks,
Well,
Sam, so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Evan. Everyone say bye to Evan and Lourdes.
Bye,
Bye.
Sam's chat. It's our chat. Say bye to Sam too.
Bye to your chat.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
All right. So yeah. Alrighty. So let me put on some music real quick. I'm gonna catch up on donations, and then we'll talk a bit more, and then we'll call it there. Chat, I do want to say this real quick. Before I start to go into donations. I'm sorry if you guys thought I just lost it a little bit ago. I'm a really passionate fan, okay? And I just don't I can't make it any more clear that I love this series. Do I need to take down my green screen for you guys to understand that? Do you guys saw my background? I'm a Sonic geek. My entire livelihood is based around Sonic. My job right now is Sonic, all right? So when I talk about stuff as simple as animations and as simple as like the movements, I'm not doing that to spite the game. I don't want to see Sonic fail, okay? I want to talk about this, and again, I'm sure there's some people out there that don't like me doing that, but I can do it, and I want to, because I want that stuff to be addressed. I like this game. I mean, I like Sonic, and I want to like this game. So please understand why I did that. I apologize for popping off. You got to understand where I'm coming from. I'm a passionate fan, and when people try to speak for me and tell me my intentions, they don't know me. They don't know this channel. I'm doing it because I love Sonic and I want to see it succeed. I'm not going to take mediocrity because there's people out there that don't take mediocrity. I want Sonic to succeed. I want him to be the super big, gaming mascot that he once was, and he still is an iconic character. I just want him to be able to have that scene in the gaming space again. You know what I mean? Anyways, let me catch up on some stuff here. Let me do this real quick. Let me see here. Alrighty. So, wow, I missed a lot here. I'm so sorry, guys. Let me see if I can catch up here. Yo, Kentor, happy birthday, man, if you're still here. I think I have to go back more. Hold on. Yeah, so your boy Grunty says, I want to go on the record that then they played Sonic Unleashed music during the Central soundtrack. They did play Sonic Unleashed music, and it did sound good. Thank you so much, your boy Grunty. Ronald, thank you so much. Redress, thank you. Cantor says, I'm so glad that this happened on my birthday. Hey, happy birthday, Cantor. Let's get a happy birthday in chat for Cantor. Thanks so much, Cantor. I appreciate you, man. Yo, Car Daddy, thanks so much. The Vidiot says, didn't one of the leaks say that cyberspace levels are more or less Sonic music? They did, and that's what we talked about, and that is something I look forward to. I don't hate the somber music. I do like orchestral songs, don't get me wrong. And again, I'm more open to it because they explained in this video that that's an intentional choice. My hope is that maybe when you unlock more stuff in the world and you start to save it, that maybe the happy music that we know and love in Sonic starts to come back slowly, like dynamic music in a way, as you progress. That'd be cool. Thank you so much, the Vidiots. And Timothy says they mentioned it's an early build. They did, but it's spamming my chat, bro. Go take a shower, please. They mentioned it's an early build. You're right, they did mention it is an early build. I am still worried though, because the game does come out in 5 months. So I don't know how early it really is. I hope the stuff I mentioned gets addressed still. Ultrasonic Heroes has been a member for 13 months. Thank you so much, Ultrasonic Hero. Arthur says, this was quite interesting video from IGN. It was. It really was. And I have to give it to them. They were brutally honest. And I like that, and I think that's what Sonic Frontiers needed. You know what I mean? And yeah, they say they say early, but we don't know how early. You know what I mean? You gotta understand, their marketing is probably on fire right now after the shitstorm they've saw in the last couple days. So they probably had to say something to kind of, okay, calm down, it's an early build, you know what I'm saying? But how early? You know what I mean? The game does come out in 5 months, right? If we don't have, think about this, chat. If they don't have a playable build to give journalists now, is that a good sign? Again, I'm not a game developer. I don't know. But if we're 5 months away from release and we're looking at an early build, as people are saying, I don't think it's that early. It's probably an older build. I don't think it's that early. If you know what I mean. But again, that I'm not gonna. I can speculate all day. We don't know. You know what I mean. And yeah, at the end of the day, what we're seeing now, the game is stable, so that's important. That's the most important part. Thank you so much, Archer. Aaron, thanks so much. Solar Animation says, I think the puzzles we are seeing were just first world puzzles that ease the player into the game difficulties. Still skeptical though. Solar Animations, I hope so. Again, we are seeing like the island, the main island. So I'm hoping that as time goes on, we do see more advanced puzzles. And I hope we get to see, they don't have to spoil everything that we're going to be doing, but I do want to see more puzzles. I do want them to show us some more. That way they can ease our anxiety regarding that. You know what I mean? Thank you so much, Solar Animations. Kathy, thank you so much. Super Sonic, thank you as well. Gaming K, thank you as well. SLJ says, this game is supposed to be coming out this year. Early build or not, this still looks horrible. How did this take 5 freaking years? I'm not going to say it looks downright horrible. You know what I mean? It definitely needs work. It definitely has a bit of scuff to it, mainly in the animations. The world looks beautiful. This music is really loud. Hold on. In my opinion, the world looks beautiful, and I think that's a testament. The 5 years are definitely a testament to that. I think this game looks beautiful graphically, other than the pop-in, which again they mentioned it in IGN, so maybe they'll address that. The animations are a bit stiff, but I'm hoping some of the stuff gets addressed before release. Maybe we'll see a delay, maybe not. Maybe this is an extremely early build, but at the end of the day, we don't know how early this build is. We just don't know. You know what I mean? Nilo Sparta, thank you so much for subscribing. Loveless Gamer says, to be honest, having it confirmed that what we've been seeing is an early build and having context helps a ton. You're absolutely right, it does, Loveless Gamer. I wish I could have gotten this first, or have the fact that it was an early build communicated clearly. It could have saved everyone a headache. I could not have said it better myself. And at the end of the day, can you blame, chat, can we even blame people for immediately being like, whoa, this looks horrible, this is 5 years, that's that. We're not psychic. We're not supposed to know this is an early build. We're simply looking at official stuff released for the game. You know? So that's, you know, I think at the core of all of this is a marketing failure. You know what I mean? But that's my thoughts on it. Loveless Gaming, thank you so much. And you're absolutely right. Context helps. And that's why I liked this video. And it helped me gain more excitement for this game. Timothy, it's not perfect, but still had me get excitement. Timothy says, I really think this game could be great. I think so too, Timothy. I think it can be great. There is elements that I am liking. I just hope that, again, a lot of the stuff I'm mentioning gets addressed before release. Tony Sonic, I have a feeling the Switch is going to kill itself trying to run this game. Unless it's a cloud version, which in which case, don't bother with the Switch. Okay. If it is a cloud version, then yeah, I would, yeah, why would you get it on Switch then? Unless that's the only console you have. But I will say, I will have to see how it runs on Switch. Considering how, I'm worried though, because didn't Breath of the Wild have a shell shaded effect to kind of help it run better? I'm wondering how this game will run now that, because it doesn't have a shell shaded effect. We'll have to see. I don't want to speculate on that because I didn't see anything about that yet. So we have to see and do it. Erwin, thank you so much as well. For being 10 minutes. Cameron says, to add to your point, Sam, character animations is important. When the game is driven by its characters, fighting game, role-playing games, and of course, character platformers, the game looking cool is an important one. Yeah, it is, Cameron. It really is important for the game to look cool. It's people's first impressions. There's a lot of new kids that are into Sonic, and this is going to be their first game after the Sonic movie. So, I do want it to look good. Animations are important. They are. Is it going to make or break it for me? No. Like, the end of the day, the gameplay is really what I'm looking forward to, but animations do have a factor in that. You know what I mean? Not too much a factor. Cameron, thank you so much for the 20. Very generous. We're going to do a huge heart spam at the end, by the way. King Rokoi said, Raiko, I keep doing that. King Raiko says, I have my worries about Ian Flynn inserting song lyrics and iconic lines from past games into the English script. Sega needs to rein him in on that. I don't know exactly what you're referring to. So you have your worries about Ian Flynn inserting song lyrics and iconic lines from past games into the English script? Is that a worry? I mean, what makes you think, does he do that in the comics? What makes you think he's going to do that? I'm very confused by that. I don't know yet, though. Again, I don't want to comment on stuff we haven't seen. That's why I'm not commenting about the Switch version. That's why I'm not commenting about the story yet. So I'm not commenting about Ian's script. We haven't seen anything yet. So I don't want to speculate on that. And since people are yelling that I'm nitpicking, I'm not going to talk about it. Yo, Mr. Go Ben. Hi, Sam. I've been a fan since late 2019, and it's my first time donating ever. So I thought I would be generous. Plus, it's 3 a.m. in Australia, and I'm super tired, so I'm going to go to bed. Thank you so much for the really generous donation, dude. You just donated a 50 bomb, man. Thank you so much, Mr. Go Ben. Thank you. That's an incredibly generous donation, and I really appreciate you supporting the channel and for being here for so long, man. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much for the kind words and the donation. Huge heart spam for him, but we're gonna do a heart spam at the end too. Yo, Thingo Silva, thank you so much. Jude, thank you. Nathan Eastler says, what if this game has a Shadow of Colossus element where we have several total unique bosses spread throughout the world? Probably not, but a boy can dream. Nathan Eastler, that's what I'm talking about. I hope we see more bosses like what we saw in the Central with different variations. Not the same fight, but I want it to have different, bosses, like mini bosses like that are spectacle, and fun. I hope so. And so far, it looks like this game might have that, and I'm looking forward to that. Genuinely, I am. Jonto, Emily, thank you so much. Rari, thank you. Ashley, thank you. Rari says Sonic Central was smooth. Tails, Knuckles, and Amy confirmed. Early build of the footage, like I said, and Shadow is in prime. We got new things, and yeah, and I'm happy about that. I think again, I'm walking away from this as a positive. It's been a good day, and I think this was information we needed to know. And I am a little bit happy to hear that they said this is an early build. I just want to know how early. You know what I mean? But you know, I am happy to see it's an early build. See Richie, thank you so much. Izuki, thank you. Teremi, thank you. Tamaj, thank you. Chrome, Louise, thank you. Supersonic68 says, let's back it up a bit. Beyond momentum versus boost versus whatever. Video games are about pressing buttons. I'm not pressing buttons to make the video game man do things. Then it's not a video game. Springs to rails to dash rings is not video games. I understand your point, Supersonic68. And chat, you want to talk about momentum? Supersonic68 knows everything. He's the one that made the bumper engine. So he understands what, momentum and how important it is. So, my dogs are barking. I see your frustration there, Supersonic68. And that was some of my gripes too early on. Regarding, I feel like Sonic 06 music is not matching right now. It's so ominous. Like I'm trying to talk, but it's so eerie. It's like I just want chill Sonic music. Let's do that. I got you. There we go. That's better. But Supersonic68, I hear what you mean. That automation, that's kind of my problem. And maybe I could look past it. And right now, as long as the game goes in a certain direction and it has its mind set on one particular thing, as long as they execute it well, then we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Right. I'm talking a lot. I'm like out of breath. By the way, if you guys aren't here, did you guys watch the Sonic Central? Because I had a surprise in the last stream. I was the one that edited the Sonic Origins trailer. I hope you liked it. Black Dragon, thank you so much for subscribing. Kazamir says, nah, you're goated for real. That rant on people being upset about nitpicking. I appreciate the kind words. I wish I didn't blow up like that, honestly, but I'm human. I mean, I go through emotions too. It's just I just get frustrated from people. They say, oh, you guys are just nitpicking now. I'm not. I'm literally looking at official footage. It's all I can do. I can't brush off any small thing. Talking about this stuff is good because I want it to get addressed. IGN themselves addressed it. So why? Don't give me credit. They did it themselves. So it's important. Kazumar, thank you so much for the donation and the kind words. I do appreciate you. And I appreciate you guys sticking by me. Obviously, there's literally 99.9% of you here understand it. It's just the 1%, the less than 1% here that scream that stuff and act like I'm apparently wanting the end of Sonic by speaking facts. They either don't watch the channel, or they want attention, or the education system failed. I don't know. But I mean, yeah, you can look forward to the game. That's not the point. But I feel like hating someone for bringing up an obvious issue and hating them for that, no, don't do that. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Thanks so much, Kazumir, and thanks so much for the donation. Esmail, thank you. King, thank you. Crazy Gamer. So what do you think? Also, congrats on the Origins trailer. I did like it. I'm happy you liked it, Crazy Gamer. I think it's, you could watch the VOD, but yeah, I'm happy. I really am. And Prime, you say I'm just stop being negative. The game is hype. Oh my god. I know, Premi, I know you're being fucking sarcastic right now. You literally were like, this is mid-city. All right. Oh my god. Premi, is there room on the dark side of the fan? Can you scooch over? I'm going to sit with you for the next 5 years. I'm just joking. But no, like, it's so funny how people, paint that. Premi, what was your thoughts? What was your thoughts? Say it in chat. I want to know. I'll have to watch your VOD after. Crazy Gamer, so what do you think? I thought honestly, I'm walking away from this happier than before. I'm happy they specified this is an early build. I'm happy they specified. I'm happy IGN mentioned the problems the game has, so that way they could be addressed. That's important, and I think it's important for journalists to be brutally honest. And that way people know what they're getting before they buy it. And I'm happy that they're focusing on combat. I think it's great. You know what I mean? Thank you so much, Kuzumar. King, thank you. Crazy Gamer, thank you. Juan, thank you. Rory says, nah, I feel you. I'm a huge fan of Sonic. However, the animations can be fixed in 6 months. The gameplay looks way better compared to the first reveal. Hyped. It does. And, you know, if you are right on that, then I hope, you know, the animations can be fixed in that time. We'll have to see, though. My thoughts are that the words IGN said were cooler than what we actually saw. Thank you. That's my thoughts, too. I don't see any fans walking away from this, though. I personally think this is what the game needed. It needed the narration. It needed the context. And now I could be a bit more accepting of stuff. Do I think all this stuff will be fixed before the game comes out? Hell no. But the context is there, and that's important. Thank you so much, Rory. Yo, JJ, Party Man, thank you so much. Jeremy, thank you. Erwin says, you made me cry. I'm also a veteran fan since I got memories. Someday I want to be able to make the same job as you, do my own community in Argentina. Erwin, you could absolutely do it. I literally started in my room on an iPhone 4 with a PS4 mic. You know what I mean? I just talked about Sonic. No one was watching me then. And I just kept on going. I kind of treated my channel like a diary. I didn't do it for views. I did it because I wanted to get my reaction out, my thoughts out there. So they're archived so I could look back on them in the future. And yeah, when you have fun, your audience has fun. So Erwin, go out there, have fun. And you could do it too. Anyone could do it. So have fun with it, man. Go out there. Gus Starts says, any criticism is valid, by the way. You should take a close look to see if there's a ton of poppings in the central boss. Also, there is a loop in that. There's a loop. Well, there's a loop. Are you talking about the boss itself, how it creates a loop? Or are you talking about like there's a loop that you see? If there is pop-in during the boss, I could yeah, the boss is going fast, so I'm not that surprised. I'm not noticing a lot of pop-in. I'm not noticing a lot of pop-in. And again, I'm not going to go frame by frame to look for them, like specific pop-ins. Ones that aren't clearly there. But if you're talking about this loop, that's fine. I'm not seeing any other loops, though. Which is fine. Again, it's not like I can't play my Sonic game without a loop in it. Like, I don't care. But the boss looks cool. Looks cool. You know what I mean? Thanks so much, Gus Starts. Swag Cage says, I would love to be able to say if Frontiers is bad, I'm checked out. I would love to be able to say if Sonic Frontiers is bad, I'm checked out. But I said that about Forces, and I'm here 5 years later buying Frontiers. Swag, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're Sonic fans. Most of you are probably going to buy the game. You guys probably already have a pre-order for all I know. If every Sonic fan in this chat right now bought the game, is that good enough? No, Sega still needs more people. They need the general game community to buy this game to be successful. You know what I mean? This game was delayed by a year, so that tells me their budget is probably over. They're probably way over budget. So they need more than just Sonic fans to buy this game. They need the general gaming community to buy into Sonic. That's why it's important to make a good first impression. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, Sonic will be okay. Even if this game is mid, we'll be okay. There's a lot of other stuff to look forward to in Sonic. I'll live, right? But it would definitely be a punch to the gut. You know what I mean? But we'll live. We'll get through it. We always do. Swag, thank you. Fabio, guys, I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up on donations, so I apologize for being late. Sam, there was a leak that said that the game would have 3 islands, or am I mistaken? I think you're right on that. And from what we've seen from the first trailer, it looks like the desert would have been on a different island, because I have not seen a desert on this island at all. So that makes me believe that is another island. So there probably is other islands. So we'll see. Thank you, Fabio. Anyway, Grunty. So Sam works with Sega on the Frequent. Are you the fabled Sega Sammy? Yes, I am. Also, I think the stuff they showcased today was pretty based. The boss was pretty cool, and I think I am sensing a legit difficulty curve. I hope it gets tough. Yeah, I hope so too. And I will say that boss did look like the quick step part. It looked like it was a bit difficult. It looks like a lot of like projectiles coming at you. So yeah, I hope there is a big difficulty curve. I hope it's not too easy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping it ends up being good. Thank you, Boy Country. Uberhog says, be careful what you ask for. Smoother animations require more frames, and more frames makes the game feel sluggish. You're right. No. I'm not saying I need I'm not saying I need like his movements to take longer to respond. I just want there to be a transition between animation to animation. Like a move to move. Like, I want there to be a recovery. You know what I mean? And that animation, for all I know, can happen with the movement. It just depends. I'm not a game designer, but it definitely could use something. I think there's a happy medium we could meet, Uber. Thank you for the donation in the comment. Joshua, thank you so much. Dr. Awesome says, Sam, I hope you're having a spectacular day. Tell me my boy Knuckles will be playable in Frontiers, please. I can't wait for you to stream Balan Wonderworld the day Frontiers drops. You're really funny, Dr. Awesome. You're really funny. I hope he's playable, and I hope Tails is playable. We'll have to see, though. Thank you, Dr. Awesome. Jiggin says, there's new flying enemies near the ending. What are you talking about? You're talking about at the end of the boss? What are you talking about? At the end of where? There probably is more enemy variations, and that's good. There probably is. You know, and that's good. I hope there is a lot of enemy variations. You know what I mean? So again, it's good to hear that if there is, yeah, that is good. I'm not seeing any, though. I don't know where that's at. I'm probably missing where those are at. Yeah, I'm probably missing where that's at. But, it's okay. I believe you. And that's good. That's good to see. Thank you, Jiggin. Alex says, what did I miss? Oh, wait. You can watch the VOD. We just went through everything with me and Evan. Thank you so much, Alex. Kuzamar says, animations is super important for player feedback. When it's smooth, the game itself feels a lot smoother. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Kuzamar. It does. Animations do help with that. And that's why I want there to be more. I'm not saying I want it to take longer for the gameplay to actually kick in, because, you know, I want you know, a lot more frames. I don't want a lot more frames. I just want there to be a little bit more of a transition stuff. Yeah, what song is this, though? This is Burning Rangers. It's another Sega series. This is the theme from Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed. Burning Rangers. Kuzamar, thank you. Alex says, Alex Armstrong says, hope this question doesn't bother you. Any thoughts on Sega announcing the Master Emerald no longer disabling the Chaos Emerald? What? What are you talking about? What do you mean they, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Did they actually announce that? Where did they announce that? So the Master Emerald can no longer disable the Chaos Emerald? I mean, that's fine. Is that part of the story? I don't know where you heard that from, Alex. If that's part of the story, that's fine. Like, it doesn't have to be the same. Oh, apparently just the Master Emerald doesn't have a major connection to the Cast Emerald anymore. Huh? Well, is there an explanation for that? Maybe. Okay, I mean, again, that's fine. I'm not like gonna hate that. As long as there's an explanation. I don't want there to be like a plot hole in the story. They should explain why, you know? RXFT says they said nothing about momentum in the preview. They didn't because there's none, which is fine. It's fine. It doesn't need to have momentum. If the game is designed without momentum, I just want it to be good. And so far, it looks like this game could have used momentum, but whatever.
I found this on the...
Shut up, Siri. I'm not trying to talk to you, Siri. Thank you, Alex. Thank you. Praise DDD says, crazy the game. Knuckles is protecting the Master Emerald, and Sonic is collecting Cat Emeralds again. This was a positive showcase, I think. I still want to wait to see what happens, though, and I see if our issues get resolved or not. Definitely praise DD. I agree. And this was a positive. And again, I'm really happy with this showcase. I really am. I think the conversation that they had and the context definitely helps this. And I'm happy to see them talk about it. Thank you so much, praise DDD. Sukimari says, as a Switch player, I'm scared and disappointed. Well, we're going to have to see how it runs on Switch. We're going to have to see. I don't want to say anything yet, but we haven't heard anything yet, so maybe Sega is going to be God mode and they somehow pull through with the Switch version. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Thanks, Sukimari. Premi says, Sam, just stop being negative. The game is hype. I hate you. Thank you, Premi. Super Chris, thank you so much for the donation, or for subscribing. And thank you, Premi, as well. Hope your stream went well, by the way. Dr. Awesome says, almost forgot to say congrats on getting the opportunity to create the recent Sonic Origins trailer. You guys did an amazing job. Sorry if you have to go through this bizarre, go through all the bizarre Sonic fans. I can only imagine how annoying it must be. It's not annoying. Like obviously it's frustrating at times, but I'm okay. Today's a good day. I had fun. And thank you so much. But creating the Sonic Origins trailer was fun. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Making that trailer was a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to playing the game. Origins looks really good, and I'm happy you guys really enjoyed the trailer. But it couldn't have been done without the Team at Strategy Guide PR. They also helped a lot too. Thank you so much, Dr. Awesome. Thank you, and yeah, I'm okay. Yo, Zek says gameplay not final on the video would have been nice. Yeah, it would have, but that probably, if they do say that and the game is the same as the final, by putting that on screen, they could then open themselves up to litigation. So that's why they didn't do that. Which is why I question how early is this build. But we'll see. We'll see. Thank you, Zach. Dr. Awesome, silly question. But did you already get an early copy of Sonic Origins to make that trailer? No. Thank you much, Dr. Awesome. Jaden Buck, I do still hope we get a demo because I do want to know the game is going to... I do still hope we get a demo because I do want to know how the game is going to feel. Yeah, I hope we get a demo too. I think that a demo can only be consumer friendly. So, I hope we do see a demo. That way people could make their own conclusions if they should buy the game or not. You know what I mean? Thank you so much, Jaden Buck. Rory, and sorry guys, I'm still trying to catch up here. Rory X2 Sega said they're targeting high scores. To be honest, the only thing that needs to be fixed is the animation, and pop-ins, easy fix. I think so too. Well, pop-ins are not an easy fix. A lot of game devs came out and said that pop-ins are at the core of the engine, and to change that now at this late in development could create a lot of problems, and it could delay the game for years to come. Maybe they could address it, but we'll have to see. I hope they can, but I'm not putting my hopes up that the pop-in will be fixed. Honestly, the pop-in is the least of my concern. It's mainly the animation for me and the stiffness of the movement. Thank you, Rory, and thank you, Brof. And Chris is a basket case says, I am hyped that Sonic Frontiers will come out around the same time I'm done with my bachelor's in late fall. Hope the game is fun and memorable. Well, I hope it is too, and I hope it's a great way for you to celebrate getting your bachelor's. Congratulations, dude! I got my bachelor's, and it was hell to get. So I hope you good luck on your finals, by the way, if you have to, study for all that stuff. And yeah, I hope you have a good time with it. I honestly hope this is a good game. I really hope so. Sonic X Kid says Sonic Frontiers is kind of popping off. Sonic X Kid, I'll see you after class. Toxic says, I'm still excited, and hearing IGN be honest is reassuring. Hope Sega will take the criticisms and try to polish the game before release. I agree, Toxic. I hope so too. The Crazy Gamer, did you see that Gamma is back in Forces Mobile? I did, and that's awesome. Tarja says, subscribe, thank you so much. Amadeus says, does it bother you Sonic can climb? A trait exclusive to Knuckles? It seems like a pointless ability considering the wall running IMO. Great channel. Thank you so much, Amadeus. I think, I don't hate that it's there. But it does seem a little pointless, right? I think maybe it's there for you to get your footing before he starts running. I wonder if it's automatic when he starts running. Like, maybe it's a button press? I don't know. I don't know why it's there. It must be there for some reason, so I'm not going to hate on it too much. It has to be there for some reason. Maybe we haven't seen it yet, but it's all right. It's harmless. So something like that I'm not going to hate, Thank you so much, Mattias. Praise DDD says, oh yeah, I also wanted to say I don't blame you at all for the Twitter stuff. I understand being a passionate fan because I am too. Plus, you're only human, so it's bound to happen sometimes. Sonic Twitter has such a us versus them mentality, and I hate it. I agree. Not all of Sonic Twitter. I don't want to... Sonic Twitter, I will say, the Sonic community is fantastic. It's one of the best communities ever. So many talented people, so many caring people. It's where I met some of the most amazing people in my life. It's where I met Kenny. It's where I met my best friends. I love the Sonic community. There is obviously a few characters here and there, but every community does. So to dwell on that, I'm not going to dwell on that. It's fine, though. Twitter is Twitter. Like, I just laugh. I laugh. So I'm okay. Elite Sega, sorry. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Already, I'm all caught up. I'm going to ban the spot. Great way to end it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Can we please, 1.2 thousand of you guys are crazy. Can we please get a huge heart spam in the chat for everyone that donated? You guys really came through and supported me, and I really do appreciate it. And I hope you guys like this reaction. It was fun to talk with Evan about it, and I'm really happy I get to walk away being a little more excited for Sonic Frontiers. I really am. And I hope you guys are too. I hope you guys are a little more excited, and I can't wait to see more. I'm a little more excited. Do I still think the game has problems right now? I do. Do I think this is going to be the best game of all time? Hell no. But I am a little more excited, and I'll take that as a W. I'll take that. We got to take our small wins, and I'm happy about that. So thank you guys so much for the heart spam. They really deserve it. Dr. Awesome, I'm fairly certain the climbing function is there to collect collectibles on walls. I think using that would be a lot easier than blitzing all over the wall. You are right. I think you're right. That's probably what it is there for. That's all I was saying. It's probably there for a reason, and I don't hate it. It's harmless right now. So we'll see. Thanks so much, Dr. Awesome. And thank you guys for heart spamming them. They really do deserve it. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys stopping by and just being super cool. You guys are great. Alrighty, chat. I want to thank you all for stopping by. I want to thank you guys for the kind words about the Sonic Origins trailer. I'm really happy you guys enjoyed it. I worked really hard on that. A lot of people at Strategy Guide also worked really hard on that and also giving me feedback to make it the best trailer it could possibly be. And I'm really thankful for that. And again, huge shout out to Sonic Team for allowing me the opportunity to make the trailer. And yeah, I love you guys. And I'm looking forward to the future, and we'll see what happens. I appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. With all that said, make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel. I'll probably slice my reaction and analysis into its own segment. But yeah, thank you guys for just sticking by me and being awesome. I'll talk to you guys very soon. See you later, procrastinators. Oh, and thank you for 40,000 subs, by the way. We are at 40,000 subs, and thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys.